There has been some looming sadness in Kenya for the past 1 week, and even as I record this video, I still feel it. I feel the grief intensely, and it's because of the loss of our one and only Baba, Rt Honourable Raila who left us, and it's like we have lost a hero because of that looming sadness, which is grief. I would like us to just break down grief and the effects that it has on us, and usually how we process grief, just in a bid to help us grieve Raila collectively. If you've not met me before, again, my name is Daisy. I'm the lead therapist at Convocare Kenya, and our main goal is to make therapy services affordable and available. So join me as we break down grief. How I like to define grief is when we lose a connection. You go through intense feelings of emotional distress or sorrow that comes after losing the connection. So it could be the loss of a person through death, or the end of a relationship, or the end of a job, or the loss of a pet. That majorly means that you've lost a connection, which then causes you to go through intense sorrow and intense emotions. Grief happens in stages, and there are stages of grief that I'd like us to break down. First off, when you learn of a loss, you get into shock, where you're not accepting of it. You are like in a state of shock. Your body does not perceive the loss. After which then you get into a denial, where now you carry on life as if nothing has happened. After which you get into feelings of bargaining, where you're asking questions regarding this loss. So it could be things that were unresolved. In our case, when, for example, when we heard of the loss of Joey, we kept on wondering what will politics be like without Raila. So such questions usually happen at the bargaining phase. After which you get into the anger phase, and I must say anger as an emotion usually masks sadness. So it could be in the form of that you're angry at this person for leaving, or you're angry at yourself, or you even sometimes people get angry at God for what happened, and usually this stage just masks the sadness. After you get through this anger phase, then you get into feelings of sadness, because anger as an emotion shows control. It shows that you're more in control. It's easier to show that you're in control when you're angry than when you're sad. So the next stage is sadness, which looks like depression, where you're unable to function, where you're unable to get back to your normal routine. It's difficult to wake up, it's difficult to show up at work, and then you get into acceptance, where now you're accepting of the loss. So usually these stages do not happen in this order, and it requires that we be present through the grief. So one day you could be feeling sad, and the next you're feeling okay, and the next you're back to bargaining and back to anger. And usually these stages present themselves in different ways. So sometimes when you're going through grief, it does not end at the pain, at the sorrow. Grief also sometimes makes us reflect on life, and sometimes grief can make us reflect on our own lives. So sometimes you could find yourself after a loss thinking of your own life. What impact are you making? Grief could also make you question connections. It could make you question if you have people around you who can support you. It could make you even think about death. And that is what grief is, because you're looking at a life that has been lost, then it makes you reflect on your own life. And so it is common and normal for people who are going through grief to even question about their own life. So a good example with Raila's life, which was very impactful to what Kenya is today. And his trials to be president also in many ways have affected how people have been grieving. When you're going through grief, it becomes reflective. Then you start, it's like a mirror, it's a lens to your own life. You start looking and wondering how your life is. I'd like to give some tips on how to tackle grief. Number one, it's not okay to grieve all the time. It's very important to have times where you choose to grieve. Grieving all the time and crying about it all the time can get frustrating, can take away from you. But instead, a healthy way to approach grief is to set aside specific times where you're actually just thinking about it. Number two, I'll talk about rituals of continuity. I read this somewhere and it made so much sense. We grieve because we loved. If there was no love, there would be no grief. And so it's important to find ways to keep up with the memories of the person that you have lost in a healthy way. If your loved one stood on something, it's important that you continue standing for it, if you agree with it in that case, as a way to continue with their memories. Or you could do things like lighting up candles or buying flowers and taking them to their graveside, or also just praying for them so that you can continue living with their memories. So these rituals of continuity can help you to process grief. Number three, if the grief becomes worrisome, where you're not able to tackle it on your own, it's important to seek help. Find a therapist, find someone you can talk to. There is power when you know that you're not the only one who is going through this hard time. So as a family, you can do activities that can help process the grief. And also just to say, your loved ones, they loved you when they were still around. So that also means that even in their absence, they still love you. And so it does not stop at their death, and they would want your life to continue. Having the knowledge of this should allow you to set yourself free from holding on to grief, because your loved ones would have actually wanted your life to be brilliant and to flourish. I thought I should share those few tips. I pass my condolences to the Honourable Raila Odinga's family and to Kenya, to the whole of Kenya in general. So again, my name is Daisy Hindi, a counseling psychologist. Feel free to reach out, seek support regarding any sort of complicated grief.